We are
What's up,
live.
everybody? We are live.
What's up?
Not much. Let's see if anybody shows up. I just got a notification.
I just got it too.
Nice.
Oh, let me go ahead and tell them we're live.
Mm.
That ain't what the hell I want. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Motherfucker, why the hell did it take me back to that one? What the hell?
I don't know.
Well, we shall see.
Mm. Oh, Rick. What's up, Rick?
Where are you seeing? Oh, right there. It
What's
said we
that?
got 2 viewers.
Here, hold on. What's that? What, Mike? No.
Oh shit.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Well, we got one viewer here anyway. Let's see if we
Now
could
it
try
says we
to.
got 3.
Um. Oh yeah, it does. Ain't but only one comment. Should be 11.
Who is that?
Hey,
They know us
Juby.
by name. So. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that.
Who are you
Damn, my
anyway?
bad.
Oh, Justin.
What the hell you come up with a name like that for?
Who knows? It's okay. We're good. All right. Well, we got. I'm gonna try to see if we can get one or two more people in here, and then we'll get to getting.
Yep.
How you doing, Rick? You doing all right, buddy? Awesome, man. Awesome.
don't know who that is.
Hey, how's it going?
Damn, now we dropped down to one viewer.
Mhm.
I take it you know that person?
That's who I think it is. Yeah.
Well, either way, they know you.
Yep. Okay. Well, we're gonna get started because I don't want to be here all night. So, for those of you who know, you know, huge music fan, and I'm streaming on my uh media page because that's where I try to do all my music reviews and everything like that. But today we're going to talk about one of my favorite bands, and they just put out two new albums together, and but they officially do not officially release until August the 13th. But if you go on the website and you pre-order it now, you can get it early. And the first album is called Stoned Cowboys by Texas Hippie Coalition, and the other one is called Band of Outlaws by Texas Hippie Coalition. Now, if you don't know who Texas Hippie Coalition is, they formed in I think it was like 2001 or something. So they've been around about 25 years, and I think Stone Cowboys is their ninth studio album. Um, anyway, so they decided this year to put out two albums, and this album called Stone Cowboys is more of like I would want to say a country rock album, with a little bit of metal and twinge in it or whatever. Some really cool damn songs on here. Like if you like outlaw country, you would love this record. I mean, this is just like right down a outlaw country person's alley right here. And here's the back, right? I don't know if any of you guys can see the songs, not, but I'll read them off to you, right? The first track is Fire Fire. The second track is Last of the Outlaws. Track three is Put the Gun Down. Number four is No Relation. Number five is Damned Old Country Song. Number six is Writing Songs in the Rain. Number seven is High in the Saddle. Number eight is Bringing Me the Moon. Number nine is Down Come a Hammer. And 10 is Rope in the Wind. Now, I'll open this up. Let you see the inside of it here. Whatever. I would have to say that this album right here is probably one of the best albums I've heard in a while, and it's not even by a country artist. I mean, Texas Hippie Coalition is from Texas. They call their brand of metal called Red Dirt Metal, and I've always said they were kind of a cross between David Allen Coe and Pantera. Would you agree with that, Robert?
Yep.
Okay. And if you, like I said, if you love outlaw country, you'll love this record. I mean, there's a song on here called "No Relations," and it talks to everybody from like Waylon Jennings to was it Johnny Cash, Ray Wiley Hubbard, God, what's his name, David Allen Coe, you know, and it's just talking about how he's more outlaw than all these guys right here. He was talking. There's one line in the song where he's talking about, I'm not kin to David Allen Coe, but we want to smoke the joint together or something other. He's like, I'm more outlaw than him or whatever. I'm telling you right now, this album is kick ass. You go listen to this record, and it'll blow you away. Songs that are on this record, and I mean, it's even got steel guitars on it, which is awesome. I mean, it's got like says guest musicians is Ryan Jones keyboards, Casey Jurgen fiddle, and Al Slaughter pedal steel. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many times you ever really kind of hear of a metal band using fiddles and steel guitar and pedal steels? You know what I'm saying? This album is fucking kick ass. Excuse my
Yep.
language, but this is true. Um, if I have one downside to this album, is there's no lyrics or anything like that in it. It's just a cover, basically, is what it is. But I could kind of understand they wanted to try to keep it cheap and everything. I get it. And one thing I will give them, at least they use the jewel cases or whatever, and not those damn digipacks. I hate that shit.
Oh,
Um, but I'll talk a little bit about each album, and then I might go through and uh talk about some songs in here individually. Now, okay, now if you're a Texas Hippie Coalition fan, I'm going to bring something in a little bit different. So you've heard this record right here.
yep.
This is Big Dad Rich, the lead singer, Texas Hippie Coalition solo record. If you've heard this album, this is what Stone Cowboys sounds like, or maybe a little bit harder, a little bit in some areas, but this is what it sounds like. And this is a 6-song EP, which is like kick ass. I mean, and this is like that. I would call it like outlaw country is what it is. So if you've heard this, that's what Stone Cowboys is like. Now let's get into Band of Outlaws. Oh, and another thing, if you notice, this is autographed. So if you go on the website and you buy it, I can't guarantee now that it'd be autographed, but I think they said either the first 200 or the first 250 copies would
250.
be autographed. 250
Mm-hmm.
would be autographed, and you would get them early, and that's what happened. So the day they dropped, I bought them. Okay, here's the back. Now, this album here is a little bit more metal, but it also kind of reminds you of some of the stuff that they normally do. Like, if you listen to kind of like, I would say, especially their last 3 albums, High in the Saddle, The Name Lives On, and Gunsmoke, that's kind of what this sounds like. But I mean, there's some really like just some really cool kicking ass songs on here. Like I'll give you a song list called "Keep It Nasty," "Rough Rider," "Band of Outlaws," "Lone Star State Line," "Burn It Down," "The Winds," "Outlaw," "Burnt and Tattered," "Stomping Mud Holes," and "Just Like Johnny Cash." Now, when I first heard that "Stomping Mud Holes" song, the first thing that came to mind was Stone Cold Steve Austin. 'Cause he always used to say stomping mud holes and walking them dry.
Yep.
And now, like, see, I'm gonna tell you something. The only I'm gonna say this. I think the only downside to this, both of these albums, was they could have did one packaging and did 2 CDs or whatever, and one CD. They could have called it like Stoned Outlaws or something if they wanted to.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the first album would be the first album could have been Stone Cowboys, and the second CD would have been Band of Outlaws. Did one package because from what I'm getting, they're going to release a vinyl of this, but it's going to be like I think like a gatefold or something, and it's going to be one package. And the first part of the package is going to be Stone Cowboys, and the second part of the package is going to be Band of Outlaws. Okay, which getting this on vinyl is going to kick ass too. Um, But I would have to say there's not really a bad song on these records. I mean, there's a few songs that I like better than others, but um, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't understand why they even put out two records. They could have did a like a 20. I would think most of these songs are about 3 or 4 minutes piece. They could have did one album with like 20 songs on it.
True.
But hey, I'll take what I can get. Okay, so if you want to see the inside, this is what the inside looks like.
Cool.
So now I think we'll go. I'll let Robert do a little bit of talking, and he can tell me what he thinks about some of this.
I think you nailed it.
Nice.
I will say my favorite on both of them so far is the opening track on both of them.
Oh, nice. Um, to be honest with you though, man, I wasn't really crazy about Fire, right?
You crazy.
But um, uh, but Keep It Nasty is a kick ass song. Now, I like the second song on here, Last of the Outlaws.
Yeah,
That
that's another
that
good one.
song, yeah. I mean, it's kick ass too. Um, but so I figured what I do is I'd go through um and I talk a little bit about each one. So uh kicking off with Stone Cowboys here. Song Fire. I don't know. It's okay. It was the single off this album. And I don't know. Really wasn't a big fan of it. The only thing I give Texas Hippie Coalition is sometimes they'll name names of songs and the name just don't fit the song. Um, because like they might say like one word in the song the whole time, and that's what they name the song. Like there's a song off of Gunsmoke called "Eat Crow," and he only says that in like the first like three sentences of the song, and he doesn't say the word any other time during the rest of the song. But the song's called "Eat Crow." So that's the only thing I kind of give sometimes with Texas Hippie Coalition. Like sometimes their song titles is kind of weird. But going kicking off next is called "Last of the Outlaws." Kick ass fucking song. Just talking about how like you know they're kind of like a dying breed in a way, and they're the last of the outlaws. And um, that's pretty much it, man. That's a kick. And then the third song called "Put the Gun Down." That's a pretty fun song. It's talking about a relationship, and it's talking about like how the woman in the relationship um is kind of like she loves him, but she hates him at the same time. And she's talking about 1 minute she's talking about wanting to shoot him, and then the next minute she's talking about loving him or whatever. And he's just talking about like, why don't you put the gun down or whatever it is, stop playing games and either be with me or don't be with me kind of thing. It's pretty cool. Okay. So the next song on this one's called No Relations. Now this is the one I was talking about earlier where he's talking about the outlaw guys like Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Ray Wiley Hubbard, uh, David Allen Coe, and there was like one more he mentioned something. And Hank Jr. and and he was talking about how he's more outlaw than all them outlaw guys or whatever, and how he's not kin to them, but he's part of the outlaw family, basically what it is. And it's just a kick ass song. He's like, I'm not related to them or whatever. It's kind of like it's it's a really cool song. And then the next one's called Damned Old Country Song. Um, that one's good. It's just basically just talking about, you know, just good old fucking country songs or whatever it is. And how like this is like a damned old country song or whatever. And yeah, it's just kick ass, man. Like I said, you gotta go pick these up, man. They're only like 13.90. I think like $13 a piece or something like that. But anyway, and then the next song is called Writing Songs in the Rain. And it's just basically talking about, being sad and shit and writing songs in the rain. Sorry about it. I keep getting a message. Um, Next song is called High in the Saddle. Now, I don't know if this song was written for this album or it was written a while back and they just now used it because they actually had a song or actually had an album called High in the Saddle a few years ago. And this one's talking about like God, I forgot what so I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of forgot what this one's about, but it's just talking about, you know, um about just like being high, staying high in the saddle and or whatever. And it's talking about no matter what life throws at him, he's gonna sit high in the saddle. It's a good song. Now this one song on here called "Bring Me the Moon." It's kind of okay. It's um nothing really special. I mean, it's still a good song. I think it's one of the less kind of um I would say more weaker filler type songs on the album. Um, and then the next song is called "Down Came a Hammer." Um, it's all right too. And then the last song on here, it's a really good song. It's called "Rope in the Wind," and it's talking about a woman who brings a cowboy home, and she didn't realize that type of person that he was. Like he's a drifter and he's a loner, and he's just up to leave whenever he wants to. And it's kind of like he's better. She's better. She could rope the wind before she could tame a cowboy because he's like a wild Mustang or whatever it is. So that's a really fucking good song. But yeah, I would say if you're more of a country person, buy this record. If you're more of a kind of a metalhead, get this record. But hell, if you're like me and you love country and you love metal and you love combination of both, pick up both records. Now we're gonna talk about Band of Outlaws. Okay. Now, this song kicks off with Keep It Nasty, and this is about a machine. Like I don't know if he's really talking about a car or a motorcycle or whatever it is. Be talking about how he keeps his motor, uh, keeps it nasty or whatever it is. Like he's just always like grinding and fucking doing whatever it is, and just talking about, you want to ride with me or whatever it is. You want to ride in my machine or something like that, or ride on my machine or something. But it's a kick ass song. And then basically the next song is called Rough Rider. And basically this song is about strippers, like pole dancers and stuff. And like he's talking about how like they're rough riders or whatever it is. And because there's two girls in here. One of them's named Sarah and one of them's named Nikki. And they were actually in two songs. They were actually in a song off of the Peacemaker album called "Turn It Up." And and I guess there must be real girls or something. I just kind of thought maybe they were names for the songs, but I guess there must be real strippers or whatever somewhere in Texas. But but yeah, it's a good song. That's kind of dirty a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then probably my favorite song off this album is called "Band of Outlaws," and it's just about um them guys breaking the law and doing outlaw shit and going against the grain and doing what they're doing, what everybody tell doing the opposite of what everybody tells them to, and all together they're a band of outlaws. Um, so yeah, it's pretty simple, but it's a kick ass song. And then the next song I like is called "Lone Star State Line," and this is about being born and raised in Texas and about how like you want to come down and start trouble, you can get your ass whipped or whatever it is. And he said, so when you come here, make sure you're on your game when you cross that Lone Star State Line or whatever it is. Fucking, that's a great song too. And then Burning It Down. Um, it's a it's a pretty good song. It's kind of hard to remember what that one's exactly about, but now track number 6, "The Winds." That's a pretty good song. It's more of a ballad type song, and it's just talking about winds of change in a way, like changing the times and changing the seasons and shit like that, and changing the people and stuff. Pretty good song. This number 7, this song called "Outlaw," whatever the hell that means. It's okay. I kind of feel it. I kind of feel like it's more of a like a filler track, kind of like um, burnt burnt and tattered. Pretty good song about hard times and going through tough shit and stuff like that. Um, really good song. "Stomping Mud Holes," another damn good song. This song kind of gets you pumped, kind of makes you want to like whip some ass or whatever it is. Because like Homeboy said, like Stone Cold used to say, "Stomping mud holes and walking them dry." So
Yep.
yeah, that song, and then it closes out with probably the single. It closes out with the single they brought out with this album called "Just Like Johnny Cash," and it talks about like how he growing up, his mom told him like to be good, don't do all these things, don't wear black or whatever it is. But he turned out saying, he's just like Johnny Cash or whatever it is. So yeah, that's a good song too. It's kind of funny because I would have thought that song, just like Johnny Cash, would have been on Stone Cowboys
That's what I was
because it's
thinking.
more even even though it's more of a harder song as far as music wise, the lyrics and stuff, I would have kind of felt like it would have been on Stone Cowboys, but you know, that still doesn't make it not a great song and not like it fits on either record, really, to be honest with you. But I would have to say this album right here is a cross between Peacemaker and I might say Gunsmoke. That's where I would put this record right here, kind of like a mashup between them two. Um, but I would have to say I don't know that I could pick and say that I have a favorite record because I like them both of them as about as equal. Um, but sometimes I think I find myself listening to this one a little bit more. The only reason why is because when I'm in a country mood, but I'm also in a rock mood, I find myself listening to the Stone Cowboys. But when I'm in more of a kind of a heavier mood, but I'm still like whatever it is, I'll play this one. Then I also and it's funny because I have a playlist on my phone. I call it Stoned Outlaws, and it's a combination of tracks from both of these albums. And that's what I play when I listen to it because it's got the best of both worlds. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the way I got it set up on my the way I got it set up on my playlist, like you could go through that and play every song on there and not skip a song. Like it's just, the pacing of it is it's just fucking kick ass. And but so here's the whole deal with these two records though. You can't get these like Amazon or Walmart or any place like that. You have to go to the Texas Hippie Coalition website, which is thcofficial.com. That's the only place you can buy the physical records. That's the only place you can buy the digital downloads. They said they will be some of the songs off of each record will be on Spotify, but if you want to buy the download and you want to buy the physical copies, you have to go to thc.com because with these two albums, Big Bad Rich, the lead singer, the big guy there in the middle, that's the singer, right? Big old boy like me, right? Um, he started his own record label called Big Dad Records, and these are the first two albums put out on that label. And what they decided to do was to keep more money in house, where the band gets the most of the money. Is the only place you can get these records is their website. So it's thcofficial.com, and then you just go down to where it says store, go into the store, and go all the way down to the bottom of the page, and both of the two records are right there. Stone Outlaws, Stone Cowboys, and Band of Outlaws. And I think they might be like $13.99 a piece. And you buy them, they're free shipping. Everything was one thing I will say about I like about their website, no matter what how much you spend and no matter what you buy, is free shipping. I will give them that
Nice.
because most places you go, you have to spend so much, and the shipping is fucking ridiculous. If you don't buy, if you don't get free shipping, for these guys here, whatever you buy off their album, whatever you buy off the store is free shipping. And they usually have pretty good Black Friday deals when Black Friday rolls around too. So if you're a fan, like I said, if you're a fan of metal and you're a fan of like country metal or like I said, I'll tell you where I would put these two guys. If you've ever heard that song, if you ever heard that album called Rebel Meets Rebel with the guys from Pantera and David Allen Coe singing, that's where I kind of put Texas Hippie Coalition. It's metal mixed with a little bit of country, a little bit of outlaw, a little bit of whatever. A little bit of metal, a little bit of hell, you know. It's I hate to say this, it's kind of like a country boy's wet dream. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the best of both worlds in a way. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's sometimes you won't. Yeah, it is. Rick. Rebel Meets Rebel is a badass album, and hey, what's up, Chuck, buddy? How you doing, man? Um, anyway, you know Chuck Robert. He used to do the Metallica podcast with me.
Mm.
Yep. Um, but yeah, so if you missed it, Chuck, you're just now getting here. I've been talking about these two records right here by Texas Hippie Coalition called Stoned Cowboys and Band of Outlaws. And basically what they done was they put out two records this year and they released them both on July. Well, they did the pre-order on July 4th. But the album don't officially come out until August 13th. But if you go to their website and pre-order it, you get it early. Um, and they autographed them. I think it's the first 250 are autographed or whatever. Um, you can see the autographs a little bit better on this one than you can on this one. Um, but anyway, if you've never heard of Texas Hunter Coalition, like I was just telling them guys there, it's a kind of cross between Pantera and David Allen Coe. It's kind of like outlaw country with uh with metal and with metal infused into it. Uh, really kick ass band. Uh, you know, if you go to YouTube, you can look up some of their stuff and you'll get what I'm talking about. They sing about cowboys and rodeos, and like there's one song called off Peacemaker called uh was it Hold Your Hand High or something like that, and it's talking about whaling whiskey and willy weed and stuff like that. It's just that they're crazy. And there's a song on this album called No Relations. I was telling them about was talking about he's like Hank Williams Jr. ain't my daddy or something other. Um I'm no relation to him, but I'm more of an outlaw than he is. And then there's one part on there he's talking about Waylon Jennings is not my something other. I'm no relation to him, and he's talking about all these outlaw guys on him, and he talking about David Allen Coe, which I was talking about, and he was talking about David Allen Coe is I'm no related to him, but we want to smoke the joint together or whatever it is. But he says I'm more outlaw than he is. It's a pretty good song. But he's talking about they're not blood related, but they're related in the outlaw family or whatever it is. So it's pretty cool. Uh, but I just I wanted to come on here, man, and kind of introduce some people to some different stuff they may have not never heard before. Um, that people might want to get into that they might would like. And so yeah. So I'm gonna do some shout outs right quick. I want to say hey to Rick, hey to Justin there, to Iceberg 1444, Juby 11, Juby 115 is Justin. Of course you got Rick, my good buddy Chuck there, and so yeah, I just want to appreciate y'all guys for showing up tonight, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Two reasons why I did this live stream. One, I got a new computer and I wanted to try it out and see how it did as far as streaming and everything. And believe it or not, guys, the camera that I'm using on this to do this stream with is actually the camera on the computer itself. Um, I don't know what it was, but my actual webcam kept cutting out or whatever for some reason. But anyway, so I think it has a pretty good picture. I think it looks damn good to be a
Yep.
camera on the computer there. But yeah, so if you want that official website again, it's thcofficial.com. Go there, go down to the store, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom of the store, and there's two albums are sitting there. And I think they're $13.99 a piece, and like I said, the uh, kick-ass band from Texas. I've seen them live twice. One when I lived in New York, and then one a couple years, it's about 3 years ago. I seen them live at Myrtle Beach at the Suck Bang and Blow there, the biker bar at Myrtle Beach. During I think it was during or it's either right before or right after the spring rally they had there. Mm. And yeah, so it's a kick ass band, man. Um, so they have a little bit of everything. So one thing I like about them too is even though they're metal, they're a little bit more mellowed out metal to a certain extent. And it's like if you want something that's kind of like um oh, it's hard to explain. But like I said, if you're like me and Robert and you're a fan of country music and you're a fan of metal music, but you also like oh thank you, Robert.
I got you.
Yeah, go down there and look at the little scroller thing down at the bottom down there. But like I said, if you like country music and you like outlaw, let me put it to you like this. I ain't talking about that top country shit that you hear on the radio. Okay.
Nope.
You like good old outlaw country like Waylon Jennings, Hank Williams Jr., Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, um, Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson, all them guys like that in the outlaw movement. You'll love Texas Hippie Coalition. You won't go wrong with them guys. Actually, if you really wanted to be honest with you, that right there could be a country record. Stone Cowboys, because this album right here is no different than most country records you'd get today. But I would but I'm talking about more of the like I would say more like Jamie Johnson kind of the more outlaw. Some of like the earlier Eric Church albums, stuff like that. Like I'll be honest with you, like if you like Eric Church's Outsiders record, you'd like this. If you like Hank Williams Jr., if you like Waylon Jennings, if you like any of them guys, um, yeah, I heard about that, Justin. Actually, it's not a prequel movie. Well, it's a sequel, but what it is it's actually supposed to be what happened between Young Guns 2 and Young Guns 1. Kind of fills into that gap. That's what it's supposed to be about. Um, well, maybe something like that. It's kind of hard to explain. But anyway, going back to this. So yeah, so I recommend that. It's a good listen, but like I said, you can't get them anywhere else but their website. So go in and check them out. It's free shipping and everything. If y'all guys want to talk about some other stuff, we can. But that's basically what I really want to talk about. Like I said, I wanted to try this new computer out I got, and so far I'm happy with it. So I ain't gonna complain none. Um, okay, so kind of going to more of okay, cool. Anyway, anyway, so going into more metal type stuff, like Iron Maiden's got that Burning Ambition coming out on like Blu-ray and the I think 4K or something. That's pretty interesting to check out. I want to see. And if you're a Maiden fan and you haven't seen that documentary called Diano, you need to watch that. That was good. I've never seen some like. Don't get me wrong. Like, um, I know like Metallica, some kind of monster was kind of like raw and gritty and kind of exposed a lot of things. But if you really want to watch that Diano, man, and you see somebody kind of at the lowest point of their life, man, and you really watching them like some of the stuff you probably wouldn't have thought would have been in that documentary was in that documentary. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed watching that. But I'm gonna tell you, man, the man changed a lot from like you look at his look on the first two Iron Maiden albums and look what he looked like all these years later. You wouldn't even thought he was the same person. But that shows you where the evolution of how people change or whatever. Um, what else is coming out? I know. And if you haven't picked it out, and if you don't know about it, Metallica re-released. They did the remastered, reloaded box set that just came out here last month, something like that. Um, that's out. Um, Camelot's got a new album coming out called Dark Asylum. That's coming out in August. Um, damn, I'm trying to think. I know there's some other stuff happening, but I can't remember all of it. Um, but that's really, I mean, all I know. I know there's some other stuff going on in the metal world and all that stuff. But I haven't kept up with a whole lot of it. Um, oh, and for those of you that are Ice Earth fans, go check out John Schaefer's remix. I think remastered and redone version of Sons of Liberty. Um, they went in and re-recorded the drums on it, so it's an actual person playing drums and not a drum machine. Um, and that just sounds damn amazing and killer. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it's hard to find because unless you go to the website and get it, um, which I think they're just about all sold out now. Um, you may not. You might have to go to one of those like overseas websites, like Circle Music or something, and get a copy of it. The only bad part about that is, man, you're gonna pay out the ass for shipping. Um, and I don't know if it's Amazon or whoever it is, but they're like charging $75 for the damn vinyl, which is ridiculous ass. Um, so yeah, so if you can find it, pick it up. But I recommend going to the iSurf merchandise site. I think it's isurfmerch.com and see if there's any of the variants left available. Get you one, pick that up. I think CD sold out. I don't know if the cassette sold out or not, but I know the most of the vinyl. Um, I think except for like one variant, and I think CD sold out. And so yeah, I would definitely, if you're an Ice Surf fan, I'd go pick that up. Uh, hmm, I think maybe that might be about it though. You got anything you know about coming out, Robert?
Not off the top of my head.
Um, I know you kind of more in depth in what's coming out country stuff, and I just didn't know if there was anything you heard that's coming out that maybe people might want to know about.
No, not at the moment.
Okay, cool. Well, guys and gals, I think that's going to about wrap this up because you know, I hadn't really planned on being on here too long, but I just wanted to kind of go over those albums and talk about them and everything. And so yeah, if you want some more information, if you got me on Messenger or whatever it is, hit me up. I'll try to send you a link or whatever, let you know whatever info I have or whatever. But anyway, yeah. So I appreciate all those people who showed up and watched and commented and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all. I know this type of stuff's not everybody's cup of tea, and I get that. So, but it's a good way to introduce you to something new, something you might be like, hey, maybe I'll give that a shot. I might actually like it. So, yeah. And I know there's some people out here in the world that are uh, fans of all different types of music. I'm more like country metal, kind of classical. I will listen to some jazz. I will listen to some blues once in a while. But those people that like pop music and stuff, if you're a fan of pop music, I've been hearing good reviews about that movie Michael. Um, you know, I think that's out now on Blu-ray and 4K and all that stuff. You want to go
Yeah.
check it out, go pick it up. Um, but hey, I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. That was a good movie. The Elvis one was a good movie. So they've done some pretty decent biopic type movies here in the last 5 or 6 years. Been pretty decent. So, um, hey, even if you're not a Michael Jackson fan, I mean, hey, it might be worth watching anyway. So, anyway, that's about all I got for today. So, y'all guys have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all later. And be good, and don't do nothing I wouldn't do. So, this is Bill, and that's Robert, and we're signing out. And y'all have a good night.
Night.
Night.